Ahoy to all the Big Bang fans out there. This is Rob, one half of Theoretical Nonsense, here today to discuss some initial thoughts and reactions to the new Big Bang Theory spinoff, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. I'm flying solo today because, in the spirit of our podcast, we want to keep things spoiler free from Ryan. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. We are a Big Bang Theory rewatch podcast. I have seen the series multiple times, but my co host Ryan has never seen it, so we're doing our best to do no spoilers. And this is where Stuart Fails to Save the Universe might mess up those plans. We know this show takes place in the future, and I'm sure there's going to be references to things that happened in the original series. So, like I said, I'm going to throw out some bonus episodes of my own thoughts and reactions to each episode. I won't be doing full breakdowns and Easter eggs or anything like that, just a spoilery review and reactions and where I think it's going. So, if you haven't seen the first episode of Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, you might want to pause this and go watch it, because I'm going to be diving in full spoilers. And to start us off, a little overview of the show from what we know based on the articles on the internet. Leonard, Sheldon, and Howard create a device that is destroyed by comic book store owner Stuart Bloom, accidentally bringing about a multiverse Armageddon. Stuart then goes on a quest with girlfriend Denise, geologist friend Bert, and quantum physicist Barry Kripke to restore the universe. So hearing this synopsis, I think it's super cool. It's basically Quantum Leap, but in the Big Bang Theory universe. So walking into this, I'm like super optimistic. And I'm very curious of how they're going to do like the tone and everything like that and just the overall vibes of it. So it looks like it's going to be something very different from the original series and other spin-offs, which again really excites me. The first episode is called Spoiler, Gary Dies. My first reactions right off the bat is, like I said, I'm loving the new style of the show. It's not a carbon copy of the Big Bang Theory. It's not a multicam and not filmed in front of a live studio audience. It's sci-fi and super violent. So, very different from the original Big Bang Theory. My wife was actually watching this with me and she was super confused because all I told her was it was a Big Bang Theory spin-off taking place after the events of the show, and she was just like, "What am I watching? I thought you said that this was Big Bang Theory." I was like, "Well, it's a little different." And then she kind of just clocked out. So, not really her thing, but I think she was listening and slightly watching in the background. The thing I love about this first episode is that we start in a branch reality. It's a horror apocalyptic landscape, and that's just their normal life. They're walking over zombies, they have to shoo away giant moths, and it's just normal to them. It is funny that in this wasteland, people still love their comics, and they're trading their food rations for comic books. We get the return of actor Josh Brenner, but he's actually playing a completely different character. In the original series, he played Dale, an employee of the comic book store, but it looks like he's playing a guy named Trevor, but it's really not that important because he dies like immediately, showing the brutality of this new world and how just normalized it is. Stuart and Bert just pick up his body and toss him into the abyss, which I'm guessing we're going to learn where it goes in the future, as they made a comment that no one knows where it goes. And then they get visited by an alternate Stuart that sets them on the quest that they need to fix the device created by Sheldon, Leonard, and Howard, and it's at Caltech. So they go on this journey, and at the start of the journey, we get cameos from Penn and Teller, which felt a little out of place, but I kind of just went with it. Continuing his quest to Caltech, he bumps into Denise, which is now, we learn, his old girlfriend. So in this universe, they didn't make it, which kind of sucks because I really like them together. So I'm guessing in other universes, they're going to find each other. I mean, obviously, because she's going to become a main character. So, and then they go to Caltech, and Gary, being the badass that he is like, has this great plan, and then he tries to distract the guards, but then he's killed instantly, which, awesome, because we want Stuart and Denise back together. So screw you, Gary. And then they get captured by Kripke, and here's where my problem is with this show right now. I'm loving the premise, loving the violence, loving the change of tone, But Kripke, eesh. He was already such a non-likable character in The Big Bang Theory, but now he's gone off the rails. He's become this overlord dictator that's enslaving women and wants to add Denise to his harem. He's basically Negan in The Walking Dead. And jumping ahead, he tries to kill the main characters, and he successfully kills Branch Reality Raj. So the idea of him being a lead in this quest to fix the multiverse is a huge stretch. If someone tried to kill me, why would I let them join my group? And if they killed my friend, especially. So hopefully there's some sort of plan to give him like a redemption arc, but right now, not loving this part. Well, rewinding back, the guys are thrown into jail where they meet this universe's Raj. And man, poor Raj, can't he just get a win? He looks terrible. He's a prisoner of Kripke's. He's has an overgrown beard, he's unbathed, he has to poop in a bucket. He did end up getting married though, and he rode an elephant on his wedding day, but a moth ate his wife. So this was actually one of my major issues with the Big Bang Theory as a whole, which I ranted about in a previous episode. But my big thing is that I wish Raj got his happy ending. So I'm really praying that in a future episode in one of these realities, they just give Raj a happy ending, or at least a happy storyline where he's married, has kids, or even happily married to Howard. That would work too. Just let him find happiness. Now we get Bert being a superstar, which I love because Sheldon spent most of Big Bang Theory ripping on geologists, so I'm glad it was a geologist that got them out of the pickle. He mixed potassium with water and they made grenades. While all this is happening, Kripke makes a proposal to Denise to basically turn her into his queen, but then she leverages that and escapes. I actually would have loved if she killed him there, like just kept beating his head and smashing it until he died, because then what they could do is they could actually find a different Kripke in a different reality, one that wasn't so shitty, and then they could partner with him. But you get what you get, and we'll find out what happens. Denise reunites with Stuart, Bert, and Raj, and they make it to the device, where Raj knows how to fix it, but he's killed by Kripke. They fight, and the device turns on, and it sucks the guys into a vortex, leaving Denise behind. They wake up in a new world that's clean and peaceful, but they have devices on the back of their neck. And that's the end of the first episode. So overall, like I said, I'm liking it for the most part. I like the humor, I like the premise, I love the change in genre. It's so different from the other spin-offs, but right now the big problem is Barry, but hopefully they'll fix him. We'll see what happens on the next episode of Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. Well, those were my initial thoughts and reactions. I'm going to try to do this every week. I'm going to try to get the episodes out a little earlier, just so it comes out almost immediately after the launch of the episode, just so I don't have too much of a lag. It just there was some logistic issues on this first episode, so thanks for bearing with us, and thanks for joining me on this bonus episode of Theoretical Nonsense. And if you're new and this is what led you to our podcast, you should check out the rest of our podcast, where my co-host Ryan and I will break down every episode of The Big Bang Theory. We also deep dive into what we call IQ points, where we deep dive some of the topics that Sheldon and Leonard and the group talk about. And let me know what you think of the new spinoff. Email us at theoreticalnonsensepod@gmail.com and put in the title that it's a spoiler, just so Ryan won't open the email. That would be much appreciated. Well, thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time.